Hello. Welcome back to D-Man the Defenders. In today's video, I'm going to be upgrading or awakening the Grim Reaper. And I feel like I should have made this awakening first. Just simply because I don't want to mislead people with my Freddy awakening. I did the Freddy awakening simply because he's in my lineup at the very beginning, as he is in a lot of people's lineup. But the Grim Reaper is a lot more powerful, even though I don't use her in my lineup. But because the awakening is so strong, because of how much her stats get upgraded, most likely I'm going to swap her out for Harmonia, just because of just to keep the bonus for having the same faction in your lineup. Most likely that's what I'm going to do, is replace her with the Grim Reaper, just because because the awakening is just so powerful. And her awakening ability is extremely nice. It basically sort of makes you immune to stun for one stun, which is really nice, especially versus Rams 2 here, since his Radiance has a chance to stun you for 2 turns here. And then after this video too, I'm going to make a separate video. Otherwise, this video will go on for way too long. We're going to make a separate video on the Grim Reaper and the gems that should go on her. So let's get started here. Let's get started here, I think. In order to do the awakening here, just to go back a little bit, you see here we need an 8-star Grim Reaper, and as well as we need a 9-star of a random Astro class. And just to clarify again, you cannot use any of the elite heroes for this, because they can only go up to a maximum of 8 stars. So they cannot be used at all. It actually has to be one of the legendary Astro heroes here. Worst come to worst, I'm going to be sacrificing the Van Helsing, because in my opinion anyways, he's not as useful as Lilith. Let's see here. Immortal Gardens, the Astro faction, and then let's get started. So this will make the 6-star, and then sacrifice. I didn't do the math for this, so I'm just improvising here. I didn't do the math of how much you actually need, so I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do the second awakening, or even the first. We should be able to do the first, but we need some. I spun the wheel a few times just to get more of these. Let's just go ahead and get a couple more, because I already know we're going to need a whole bunch. I spun the wheel a few times just to get these rare hero cards for the Grim Reaper. I think in total, you need about 12 or 14 of her or something. I think 14. So let's go take a, whoops. if you have the opportunity to awaken, because since you can awaken only two people just in the astral, the Freddy or Grim Reaper, 100% go with the Grim Reaper over Freddy. Or if you do, don't awaken Freddy twice. It's not really that worth it unless you actually plan on using like Freddy to the max and actually plan on like upgrading him and upgrading his gems and putting on actual gear for him. But most people use him just because of the resurrection. And I think now we need a it's going to be extremely tight here. Most people just use them for the resurrection here, but the Grim Reaper is after the awakening anyways. She becomes such a monster, like absolutely. The stats increase is just way too much not to use her. I'm guessing like that's the same for all of the other characters that you can awaken right now. Let's see here. We need another one. Ugh. Looks like no, I can still sacrifice this clown here. I think it was a 3-star and then, or I mean, an 8-star and a 9-star. One of these. Then we can go back and unlock her. So I didn't unlock, and then we should be able to do it now, right? Oh, select. Now this is for. Just take a look at it. She has no gear, and this is only the level 6 here. She has no gear, no nothing, and her life is but 14.5k. Now, it may not look like it's a lot, especially compared to the Freddy, but it's based off of your current level. So like, but even so, that's quite a bit. Like, my goodness, awakening your champion is like ridiculously good, like unbelievably good. Like, yeah, just awakening is, oh man, it's just, yeah. Life jumped up quite a bit, same the attack. And I'm going to see if we can upgrade her again, even though I'm not too sure on this one. I'm not too sure on this one, but we can at least try. Let me just, not this one. Normally I would say always wait for the summoning event, which will be the next one too, the next week, after the wheel goes away in like a day or two. So I would not suggest I would never suggest actually doing these summonings outside of any event. That's kind of ironic. Freddy. Probably should have done this before I started recording. Otherwise, it's gonna be quite a long video here. I'm just gonna go ahead and sacrifice a Freddy. Oh, I'll sacrifice a Freddy afterwards. You don't have to pick like 3 unique ones. I just always got into the habit of, like, for the most part, doing that. And I like the clown for whatever reason, so that's the wrong one. I believe that was it, right? Oh. I honestly think out of all the Awakening, like, that they allow us to do, that Grim Reaper is probably the strongest one. And because of the Astro was already extremely strong faction already, but since they since they brought in Billy Kid, I think the Astro, like, is definitely the strongest faction for sure. A lot of it has to do with Freddy and the resurrection that he offers. Need a 2-star, right? Oh, we need a 7 stars to say. Let's sacrifice Freddy here. I guess, yeah, I sacrifice Freddy. You may wonder why I'm sacrificing Freddy, even though he's a rarer hero than Van Helsing, is because you can always get Freddy from the cards, like, and he's even in the event. He's even in the event, and what I mean by that is, like, this event here, or the warrior, like, at the very end, you even get the card too. So you get him a lot, or you have opportunities to get him a lot, and he's also in the wheel as well here. That's why. And in case, like, if a new update comes and he can awaken Van Helsing, because you never know, even though he's not that good of a hero, his awaken ability might, like, change him. So that's why I'm a bit more hesitant on sacrificing him than anything. But I don't even know why I bother saying all that, because most likely I'm going to have to sacrifice all of his copies anyways. So we got the 2-star. Now we need the... Yeah. Oh, wait, no. And then we still have the... I don't want to start something I can't finish here. I think we only need just a 4. I might come back for that last one. Yeah. Has to be with Van Helsing here. And the reason why I'm picking him over anybody else is because he's over here. You can get him here. And if you're wondering how to get these points too, is you sacrifice. You have to go to here, then auto add, and it gets rid of like all your 2 stars, which gives you these little pixie, I don't know what they're called. But anyways. I need random one, huh? This is gonna, if I don't do this right, I'm gonna mess it up. Let me use it. I'll just use the Lilith here. I think I need those 2. So what am I going to use? Yeah, I think I have to use the Lilith. I have a spare Grim Reaper, I believe. Yeah, I'm just going to use a... Actually, no. Yeah, as I can always get more legendary cards, so I'd rather use the Grim Reaper. Right here. Now I need another one. Yeah, I did not do the math right on this here. Okay. Oh my goodness, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah, I definitely messed up a little bit here, I think. I think I need all the Van Helsens. Sacrifice the Lilith. So I think I need, yeah. Now I need a Van Helsen here as a 3-star. Let's sacrifice him. I need a random one of him. I need a random sacrifice a Lilith. This is a lot more than I actually wanted to sacrifice of the legendary heroes. I don't know why they're being useless. So I guess they're serving a purpose now, but it just kind of feels weird having to yeah, it just kind of feels weird having to sacrifice him. And yeah. If the Grim Reaper wasn't much of as a beast as she is, I would definitely not go through this much trouble. I would have just waited. Especially since it's going to be a summoning event in like 2 days here. But I want to get this video out just to so a lot of people are awakening their Freddies, and they should be awakening their Grim Reapers instead. if you can only do one, that's what I'm saying. There's a Grim Reaper. There we go. With the second awakening, you're almost like let's go to it. You're pretty much like, because how much did we start out with here? You're almost like doubling the stats. Like, that's so crazy. And this scales too. So like, she's only level 71, right? And plus she can get up to 240. Like, that's ridiculous. And now she needs her weapon too. Upgrading the weapon is like the easier part. It's pretty yeah. I think you need 4, right? 3, 4. Actually, I don't have to. I have 2 red ones. Or 2 level 3. Yeah. Now I'm going to make another video here before this one gets too long. This is just meant to be the awakening of the, I guess, max awakening of should be able to get this last one here. See, even if you take a look at his Grim Reaper, like, look at that. That's 300k. Like, that's insane. Personally, I don't like. You can go either way on the gems, but if you're able to max it out, like, I'll get into it more, but this is one way to go. But anyways, yeah. So I'll probably be replacing Harmonia with the Grim Reaper. Just it's too much not to. Like, the awakening a champion is just way too powerful. Like, especially if you can scale it up. Anyways, this has been the awakening of the Grim Reaper. If you're wondering what her awakening ability does, is when your hero is stunned, trigger the skill. Use the Harvest Stole, which is this move, to deal 125% damage, ignoring defense and increasing her crit rate of your hero by 10%. Can be triggered up to 1 times and lasts the entire battle. That last part, lasting the entire battle, that is so key. And like yeah, basically, like, if you get stunned in distant triggers, you're basically hoping to get stunned, and it's going to work out very well, especially since you get such increased life. But lasting for the entire battle, That's absolutely crazy. Not just like one round or 3 rounds or something like that, but she can literally go through the entire battle. Like she can, like this hero can. Well, I'll talk a bit more about it, but you see in a second here in the next video. Anyways, thanks for watching, and yeah, please subscribe and comment and you know, like and all that stuff. Thank you.